would you pay $20 for a skin in a free-to-play game? How about $60,000? If you're shaking your head in disapproval, you should know that a growing number of gamers don't agree with you. The cosmetic microtransaction business has been for years earning billions of dollars, and it doesn't seem that its growth will slow down anytime soon. Cosmetic microtransactions have a better reputation among gamers compared to pay-to-win models. And rightfully so. At least just buying cosmetics isn't giving you a better chance at winning the game. But even cosmetic microtransactions are separated into two dominant categories, with one being much more hated than the other. Yes, I'm talking directly buying skins versus loot boxes. But let's stick with cosmetic microtransactions in general for a little longer. Back in 2000, 69% of gamers acknowledged that cosmetic items are the best way to monetize free-to-play games. Thus, it is no surprise that since then we have only seen a growth of cosmetic microtransactions, and I have zero doubts that this trend will only continue. Currently, there are really only two approaches towards cosmetic microtransactions in games. Thus, we should take a look at them in more detail. So, let's first talk about a game we just can't avoid these days, Fortnite. Yes, Fortnite is one of the best examples of how microtransactions can drive a profitable, yet morally unobjectionable business model. As with most free-to-play games, obviously, Fortnite still tries to shove you towards buying items, but it does it in a relatively honest way. You can just buy whatever you want. You know the price, you know what item you will be getting, and that is how the market should work. No hidden fees, no luck. Just a win-win situation for both parties as you both get what you want. You get your desired skin, and the developer gets your money. On the other hand, stand games that utilize loot boxes. The most prominent of those these days is probably PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or Overwatch. This model has its benefits for sure, but mostly the benefits are there only for the developers, not for the consumer. Probably the best thing that can be said about loot boxes is the fact that sometimes you get them for free. But even that is morally dubious, as the aim isn't to be nice to the gamer. The point is to give a small taste so you can get hooked on and spend money. It's exactly the same as with drugs. The first sample is always free. I have stated my opinion on which of the models I think is better many times. I view loot boxes as one of the worst things in the current gaming industry, and I'm only glad that they have been the subject of a controversy ever since Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out. And the fact that governments are looking into them to see whether they aren't potentially harmful is something that should have happened a long time ago. Sadly, gaming is still such a new thing that many politicians don't see it as anything else than a scapegoat whenever something that could hurt their cause happens. Most players usually spend only small sums of money on cosmetic microtransactions. But then, there is a second group of gamers. People who spend absurd sums of money, literally thousands of dollars. And why do they do it? It's simple psychology. They're buying a status symbol. In the past, if you wanted to show off that you were rich or dedicated to something, you bought the most expensive version. No matter whether it was cars and then you bought a Porsche, or if it was watches and then you bought a Rolex. It was all about showing that you can afford it. And it's the same exact psychological need that drives people to buy items for absurd sums of money in games. It creates reactions. If somebody sees you in a normal skin, they won't look at you twice. But if you have a skin that costs $50, well, you can be sure that they will stop and look. And in our today's attention economy, getting yourself noticed is something people are more than willing to pay for. So, should we praise or condemn cosmetic microtransactions? I honestly believe it depends on how exactly they are implemented. If the company is not only looking to make the largest sum of money in the short term, they need to think about the ethics of their business model. Take a look at EA. That seems to be a company that has learned its lesson. After its whole Battlefront 2 controversy, they lost so much money that they now, hopefully understand that just making tons of money in the short term isn't a sustainable business model. That is, as I believe, the reason why we won't see loot boxes in Battlefield 5. But in the end, the decision what game and its developers you will support with your money is always on you. Just remember, it's not only you giving that decision, and it's not only you giving them your money, but you're also pushing the whole industry into that direction. Because the other developers, those are looking as well.